Welcome to the Budgeting Sisters. I am the oldest sister, and I'm so excited that you're here to watch me take control of my finances and without feeling overwhelmed. Grab a chair or maybe a cup of tea, like I have, and let's dive into this week's budgeting breakdown. First of all, we're going to start off with looking at this week's spending as we close out the second week of my 4 week period, and then we're going to do some saving challenges, setting up the purse ready for this coming week. I'm just hopefully having a general chit chat.
Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to look at the period from the 30th of May to the 5th of June. As you can see, we've had quite a few payments come out for this week. But in regards to activities other than the standard work and 3.75 schooling, we've actually had quite a quiet week, especially as the end of the 30th of May was the end of half term, so we sort of were getting ready for school, going back to school, etc. So let's start with the income. So we had a rolled over from week one, £797. My job one, I earned £1,443. I didn't have anything coming from job two. We didn't have anything from Universal Credit. The other half's job paid £253. Child benefit was £104, which gave us a total of £2,597. So, our fixed bills. We had electric, the service and MOT subscription for the car, the internet, the water, pensions, private pension that is, and the gas. We budgeted for £268, and because of the rounding up, we actually only spent £366.41. Variables, we had £60 for fuel, we used £57.79. Grocery was £50, we used £42.82. Household, we had £5. We're still rolling that £5 into next week. Nothing in personal. Pet food, we had 20 from last week, and we spent £5.44. Childcare was paid for. General miscellaneous we used last week. Car costs, which we rolled in from last week, we didn't spend anything, so it's still £10. And travel that we rolled in from last week, I've got £5 left, and so's the husband. He's got £5, so that's a total of £10 still left. And we didn't use any of our sinking funds. Right, so debt payments. We budgeted for £305, and we actually used £304.54, which is same as the fixed rates. I always round up to nearest pound. So I've contacted British Gas in regards to the final bill, so hopefully we should have that soon. And so when it comes to the savings envelopes, we're not putting anything in the cash binders. We've got £16 going into savings challenges, which is what we've saved from the other three categories, that being the fixed and the variable bills and the debt payments. Nothing's going in the penny challenge because of the way that the money was pulled out of a bank account. It's all in pound coins, and there's nothing going into buffer. And so because of that, we have £2,597 total income. We spent £366.41 in fixed bills, £106.05 in variable, £304 £1.54 in debt payment. Savings envelopes were £16, which gives us a figure of £1,804 to roll into week 3.
What we need to do is sort out the purse ready for this coming week. So if we open it up, obviously I've already taken the money out ready for the savings challenges. So obviously at the moment we've got nothing in fuel. We've got £10 in car running costs, £5 in travel, nothing in general miscellaneous, nothing in grocery. So we're heading into week 3 of this 4-week period. So week 1, week 2, week 3. And we've got £30, 10, 20, 30, which will go in for fuel. Ready for this week. And that's the cash stuffing of the purse done. Right, so our next thing is we're going to do our new savings challenges. So we've already put £1 into the no spend to finish off the May no spend month, so that I could cash that up and put it into the relevant binders, which you would have seen in a previous video. So now we're on June. So we've got one no spend I spent in June. So we'll put £1 into there. And then obviously we had the casino game from last week, which we had an IOU of £8. So 2, 4, 6, 8, which only leaves us with £6 to play with, but it will still give us some little challenge. Right. So let's see if we can get this sorted. Right. So there's certain dices we won't need this time, but so let's try. So we're going to choose, let the dice decide which activity we're going to do first. So 6, right? So it will be spend and save. Right. So we're going to save £4 in save. So this week it's been a bit it's been, I've found it a lot easier this week. So hopefully, although we've not got a massive amount to play with, that moving forward we should be able to try and sort something out. Right, so 2. So actually that's all our money used up for this week. But I've got 2 more weeks for until I start my new job, so I'm really looking forward to that. But obviously I've got to, I'm looking into like how that's going to affect me financially. I'm hoping that it won't, and that by the fact that of when I'm finishing my job and when I'm starting, and the fact that technically I've not got any time off in between, that it shouldn't affect my wages that much. The only thing that it may affect is if I don't get my P45 in time to be able to then not pay emergency tax on my new wages. So, but other than that, I'm hoping that we should be able to like balance one off against the other job and not affect me too much. But we'll have to wait and see. Well, I'm sorry it was a bit short and sweet, and in places possibly boring with the whole dry figures regarding, what I spent and what I saved. But to me, that makes, I think, knowing, I mean, I know £16 not a lot of money, but for me, I think that's quite a lot considering we're on a low income at the moment. So I'm quite pleased with it, and I'm not feeling overwhelmed. Whereas a couple of months ago, I was feeling quite overwhelmed. So, yes, so thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.